We are in the historic Fort Sanders neighborhood on 18th Street at the corner near Highland, and this is really the heart of this neighborhood. It's a very densely populated neighborhood, probably the most densely populated in East Tennessee. Has a really eclectic mix of housing, institutional uses, all sorts of things like this IGA here that's on our endangered list that was really a neighborhood staple for years and years. Well, these 3 Victorian-era houses were also purchased by Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center. We're not quite sure what they had planned for them since they are in the Neighborhood Conservation District that protects them from demolition. And they had no plans to use them for a residential purpose. Soon after they bought them, all the tenants were asked to leave and the buildings were fenced in and boarded up at that time. This one obviously is an eyesore, and as are the 2 down the street. I don't know why anyone would think this was okay to do to someone's neighborhood. So we really want the hospital, after 4 years of ownership with really no decisions made about the future of these houses, we really want them to make a decision to restore them or to sell them to someone who's willing to restore them and provide good quality housing for the neighborhood. We're trying to figure out if this one on the end, there's some detailing on that house that's sort of a signature of George Barber. There's a sunburst pattern in the woodwork upstairs that we're trying to figure out, is it George Barber or not? We've listed this entire neighborhood on our endangered list because we think it's at a crossroads, that there's so many opportunities coming from downtown development that's spilling this way. There's a demand for housing that could be met here in the neighborhood. In addition to the Cumberland Avenue project coming to a head with the city's redevelopment plans there, we think now's the time to fish or cut bait, because this neighborhood is either going to continue to deteriorate and basically be a giant monopoly board for the institutions who are here in the neighborhood already, or it can be a really wonderful urban neighborhood with a mix of housing that could be used by professors and hospital staff and young professionals who want to live in a downtown neighborhood. What we try to do is get folks to think a little bit differently about how to incorporate historic buildings into new development, not assume you have to clean the slate every time, and showing that they're important to people in the city and all different parts of the city. They all have their favorite buildings that they want to save, and our job is to bring attention to the ones that are endangered and create a plan for each one, which is what we do, and we'll work that plan for the next 12 months.